and welcome along to the Invincible podcast, brought to you today by Who Knows Wins. You know that game?
Well, yeah,
Who knows wins? Who knows? I know. I win. I won a tenner last week. I won £5.25 the week before. I'm £15.25 up. I was tied for 11th. Where were you? No, I forgot. You're out of it. Listen.
Listen.
I'm loving this competition, right? I'm loving this, right? The link is in the description. Download that app right now. I'll tell you, it's a lot of fun. It's a great game to play. And you got to check. Listen, even I'm winning.
Well, yeah. So
even I'm winning.
Yeah, I haven't actually got onto the game yet, which I am not
go.
Leaving the studio until I do.
Here we go. Excuses,
because,
man.
At the end of it, I'm not in. It's like playing friendlies for me at the moment. I'm not in real pre-season. I need to be in it.
Why aren't you on the thing?
Because they won't let me in for some unknown reason. I keep knocking, but they won't let me in.
All right, let him in, right? You're still losing just 2 weeks in a row.
Even though, I have lost. But
2 weeks
me,
in a row.
I've not been. It's not proper games. I'm on pre-season at the moment.
As I said,
you watch me win.
Wait
till I'm in, you'll see me win.
All right, listen to this guy. As I said, it's Who Knows Wins. The link is in the description, and what it is, go to Pick 10. That's the game that we're playing. Pick 10. Every week there's like 10 games given, and you got to select win, draw, or win for the other team. And it's such an easy game to play. Of course, make sure you follow all of those gamble aware rules, but it is really, really good to play. We had 10 winners.
10 winners, brilliant. It's
10 winners this week.
Game, I've got to say that. I really enjoy it.
All scoring 8 out of 10 correct. So that was brilliant. And Who Knows Wins paid out over 100 prizes. And next week, I want you to be ready for this one. Next week, we're going to run an Arsenal special, right? For all of the AFTV fans. We're going to pick somebody at random, and they're going to get £100 credit to play. So maybe that could be you. Then you can get in, innit? That might be the only way you win anything.
I'll get on the old Arsenal special. Do you remember the old Arsenal specials, away games?
Oh my God, I remember those.
So, listen, get £100. Brilliant.
Right, I'm gonna run through my one quickly here, right? So it's the FA Cup weekend this weekend, of course. I'm going for Sheffield Wednesday to beat Burton Albion, even though Burton Albion are playing at home. I'm going for Crystal Palace to beat Hartlepool. I'm going for... yeah, but you can get shots. Remember Nottingham Forest versus Arsenal? Steady on. Everton to beat Brentford. I'm going for Huddersfield to beat Barnsley. The Yorkshire derby there. That should be a good one. Look, 96% chance of them winning it. Man City versus Fulham. Look at the chances they give for Man City.
I've never seen that before.
100% chance. I'm going for Fulham. Of course I'm not. I'm going for Man City. I'm going for Man City for sure. Peterborough versus QPR.
I've got to go QPR.
QPR I'm going. Southampton versus Coventry. I'm going to go Southampton because I think they'll go strong. I think they'll really go for this competition. Stoke versus Wigan's an interesting one.
I'm sticking...
I'll go Stoke because they're at
home.
Kevin Campbell's son plays them. Ian Wright's son.
It's a little bit of an infinity. We've always hated them through the
they've got a couple of ex-Arsenal greats,
I know Torres
kids
as well. So let's hope that they win.
Wolves versus Norwich. I'll go Wolves because they're at home. They've been strong. Burnley versus Watford. Ooh.
It's a league game, that, isn't it? It's not a cup game, is it?
Yeah, it's a league game, but it's in there as well. Burnley versus Watford. Watford, the new manager.
Roy Hodgson, don't think they're out though.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
Burnley
game,
have got a new striker up front. They did actually buy a striker on deadline day.
You can buy a striker?
You can buy a striker, that Vegas, who's a good striker. I'm going Burnley, man. Burnley win. Right, so...
Just because they've got the striker in.
Just because they've got the striker in. Right, so let me just confirm my entry. Submit. Yeah, congratulations. I've submitted it. That's how easy it is. For some reason, you can't do it. As I said, the link's in the description. Download it now. Who knows wins? Let's get straight into it, man. The transfer window. Should I say Monday? Yeah, right. Yeah, that was the transfer deadline day. Monday it was.
End of the January sales. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
I was absolutely shocked. I was, Lee, that we didn't get anybody.
Incredible.
Anybody. Of course, we let Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang leave on deadline day. That was the big story of deadline day, actually. Aubameyang leaving to go to Barcelona. We didn't get no money for it. Apparently, we're paying some of his wages from now till the end of the season as well. Was it that bad? I mean, actually, I saw very interestingly. Let me see if I got it here. The comment that I saw from Aubameyang about the whole incident, which again, not great. Where has it gone? I can't find it. But basically, Aubameyang saying that, you know, he had a problem with Arteta. That's why it all fell down. What were your thoughts on it?
Shambles. Shambles of a window. Shambles from start to go. Let's be honest about it. When people now turn around to me and say, "Oh, we don't get anything, Arsenal, from the officials or the league and whatever," like, can you blame them? Can you blame them? You cancel a game, right? 2 days later, you're loaning out players. You're not bringing any players in after you've cancelled a game of football. I just think that we've got it all wrong in this window. And I can see why that they've trimmed down the squad, because we've only got 17 games left. Everybody's turning around at this moment in time, Robbie, and saying, "Oh, that's all right, we've only got 17 games. That's why, like, it's a great thing." No, it's not. That means we've got no Europe, no cups to go for. What have we got to look forward to? Stan's son Josh says to us, let's be excited. 17 league games we've got. We've got weekends off. Like left, right and centre.
Yeah, we've got a weekend off this weekend.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Because
so
the FA
everybody's
Cup.
playing in the FA Cup.
And then the following weekend we're off again.
Yeah, we're off again. You know, so, you know, it's just been not good enough. And the one thing that really bothers me about it all, and I'll say this now, is that I keep hearing this self-sustaining model, right? Which is fine. But we continuously keep hemorrhaging money from free transfers. Aubameyang this time around. In the summer, we're going to lose Lacazette.
For all those people,
yeah. Eddie. So for all this self-sustaining, you know what I mean? So the people, the powers to be, are asking us to spend our money, like a lot of money, to pay and going fan, not just the ones that are going. Anybody that's paying for Sky and whatever, you're paying and contributing to the club. And we're putting all this money into the football club, and it's being wasted. So what it tells me is our club's not being run properly, and I can't have that no more.
The Aubameyang thing, there was people saying, "Oh yeah, but great bit of business, got him off the wage bill." I think people forget we paid £56 million for him, right? That's how much we paid for him, right? And we gave him the new contract, right? And to me, it's a bad bit of business, because now we've got to pay him from now till the end of the season. But even where it's even worse for me is that we have left ourselves short from now till the end of the season.
Yeah,
we are relying on two strikers that are not prolific goal scorers. Lacazette, 3 goals and 3 assists this season. Eddie, no goals in the Premier League. That's what we are relying on, right? It's not a disrespect to them. They're not. Lacazette is a guy, he comes deep, you know what I mean, but he's not a prolific striker. He gives his all for Arsenal. I've got no problem with him, but it should be him and someone else. But we have left ourselves short. I found the Aubameyang quote, by the way. So what he said, "My last few months at Arsenal were complicated. That's football sometimes. For my part, I never wanted to do anything wrong. My problem was only with Arteta. I can't say much more. I wasn't happy." Again, we come back round to this thing about Arteta being able to manage people.
Right, and this is my problem. I'll tell you what, I don't. People are sticking up for Mikel, saying, "Oh, he's his fault about transfer window, not being able to get a striker." I'm totally on board with that. I don't think that it can, you know, that's their powers to be. He's asked it whether.
Hold on, wait a minute. You what?
Well, you couldn't get a striker in, right? You know, for whatever reason. Like, I'm totally.
You're on board with that. Why didn't we get a striker in?
Well, I don't know, but I'm not blaming Mikel.
Why?
Where I blame Mikel Arteta is that he has fallen out with Aubameyang, right? He then can't get a striker, right? And then you let Aubameyang go. On your head be it if we don't score enough goals.
That's the problem.
To win
okay, I'm with you on that.
What I'm saying is that if you could not get in a striker, then maybe he should have turned around and used a bit of his managerial skills and said, "Right, Aubameyang, I'm not going to let Aubameyang go. I'm going to get him back into the fold and whatever." But he has chose to let Aubameyang go. Not only let him go, we've had to pay for him to go. So if he does not get top 4 through lack of goals, there's only one person I'm blaming. One person.
I can't disagree. I can't disagree with what you're saying, Lee, because, you know, sometimes in situations you've got to bite your tongue and you've got to come off your pride and just try and work it out not for yourself, for the club, right? So, do you think as Thomas Tuchel, do you think, right, when he heard what Lukaku went over there and was saying, not just about, because remember, it wasn't just the stuff that Lukaku said about Chelsea, it was the stuff Lukaku was kind of saying about Tuchel, about his style of play and how, you know what I mean, he don't like it and it doesn't fit him. Do you think Tuchel was really happy about that? Do you think ordinarily, right, maybe Tuchel might have said to himself, you know what, I don't even want this guy playing no more. But you know what? He knows he's a £100 million player that they've invested a lot of money in. They need the goals. He knows he's not going to be able to rely on Werner and people like that. So he's probably, against his own personal stuff, has had to say, you know what, let me bury the hatchet, right? And let's just go and work this out. And the two of them have come together and it could be an uneasy truce, but they've worked it out. And that happens all the time in football. But I just feel that in this case, just like what you said, Lee, had a replacement come in, no problem, Arteta.
Yeah.
You've made a very strong statement that you're not going to put up with this, and you've sent Aubameyang away, and you've brought in a new player. If you'd have got Vlahovic through the door, nobody would be moaning. But the problem is you didn't get Vlahovic through the door, but you've still, on deadline day, let the striker that we've got go. Now we're short.
Yeah.
I'm not confident no more that we can get top four.
I'm not saying that we're short.
We're short.
We are. Sometimes, you know, and this is where I'm saying this is where it's all on Mikel, because he might have a real I don't know,
master plan.
Yeah. Let's say that he has, right. You know, Pepe could come in there and beat.
He's hardly been playing him.
But he's going to get an opportunity. Maybe he could actually put Martinelli. One of the things that I think he's got to do, and I've said this quite a lot now, is that our top goal scorer at this football club at the moment is Smith Rowe, and he's not in the team. So he's got to get him in the team. How does he get him in the team? He's got to play him on the wide left, and that means Martinelli can go down the middle. So there's
it's going to have to be that.
It's going to have to be, and it could work. Now, if it works, then you're going to have to, and that's why I'm biting the bullet at the moment. If it works, then you've got to say, oh, credit to to Mikel, he's done that right. But if it fails, then we're in.
But you know what? You know the thing that worries me about that.
I just want one more thing to say.
Sorry.
I reckon this time by the next season, either Tuchel or Lukaku will not be at Chelsea. One of them two will, you know. But as you say there, to the end of the season, that's what they're going to go with. But one of them won't be there at the end.
Yeah, possibly. I think with the thing we're right. Listen,
and that's what should have happened with Aubameyang.
I think you could play Martinelli down the middle because he's an outstanding player. You can Smith Rowe. We got to get him in the team. I think he's been more out for injury than anything else, but because you see that he's been carrying a knock. But we've got to get Smith Rowe in the team. He's our top goal scorer. And Saka, that goes without question. It's great to have him in the team. Or Pepe, right? Maybe you could put... But the problem is with that front three, they're three young kids. That's what we're relying on again. There's no... You know what I mean? And that's what I still feel we should have tried to get a striker in. And it's not just that, Lee. It's the lift that a new signing brings to the place.
Yeah,
I've been saying it. Coutinho going into Villa. Straight away, the place is buzzing. That's a loan till the end of the season. They haven't bought him permanently. But look at the lift it's given that place.
Yeah.
Right? Look at the lift. How is it that Burnley can go out and find a striker? And we can't? We couldn't even have got no one, say, on loan from now till the end of the season. Did they explore any other options?
And this is another point, and it's a great point. You know what I mean? You know, they're going to turn around and say like, it's hard to get in a striker that's going to improve the team. Well, Eddie scored no goals in the Premier League. Lacazette scored 3. If we can't improve on that, then who is recruiting and who's doing all the people not doing their jobs properly, Robbie? Surely there was someone on loan to the end of the season.
Yeah, someone there must be someone.
We got like Odegaard last year on loan. We was looking at somebody else, but then he came in and done very, very well. So you could probably go and get someone on loan. I get that maybe, look, say like Calvert-Lewin, I was probably looking at him, we'd spent 60 million on him, just say for instance we did. he's not quite fit. He's injured again, by the way, and he breaks down. People go, "Oh, why have we bought him? Why he's injured?" and things like that. Like, so I get some of the thing you got maybe like, well, we'll see what he's like at the end of the season or whatever. It wasn't the right time to buy someone. We went all out for Vlahovic. It didn't work. So, but there must be a couple of players. The problem is, Robbie, is if you've got a striker that scored 20 goals so far, they ain't going to give you him on loan, and they're not going to sell him. You know what I mean? So we was in a real predicament because of what's gone on with the Aubameyang thing. Now, if this would have happened on January the 10th, I would give Arteta a little bit of luck. But this happened in December.
December, you know you've bombed the guy out.
It was
Start
always
of
going to.
December.
I remember you turning
Start
around
of
and saying,
December.
I remember you turning around and saying, "Oh, he's got to work." I said, "There's no way back for him." I said that. So Aubameyang knew that. You know, you don't send someone off to the African nations 2 weeks before you should do. If you know what I mean, like, and when you're light with players. When he come back, we was light for players at Burnley and all that. He weren't even nowhere near the bench. I told you he was gone. You know, so through Mikel's stubbornness and whatever, we haven't used him as a substitute in the night. We could have come on against Burnley and nicked a goal maybe, but no. So there are Arteta is for me now right under the pump with this decision. If Arsenal fail to get top four, and that's the reason because of lack of goals, there's only one person, and I want to see accountability at the end of it.
Well, listen, as you're saying there, and you know, there's a lot of people saying, well, you know, I would have rathered him get no one and waste money, but then we're wasting money anyway with the Aubameyang thing because we're still paying his wages, right, at another club.
Can I ask you a question?
And what if he goes there and bangs in goals at Barcelona?
Well, he will do.
That's what I think he will.
He will do because he's a goal scorer. Like, don't forget, he hasn't been playing in the position, that style of play. He didn't suit the way Mikel wants to play. Let's be honest. But I'll ask one question, and I'll ask it to the people listening as well. Like, you know, do you think as a fan, you've got a right to know what's happened?
I do feel, listen, without going into the exact detail, obviously, but I do feel there needs to be some explaining so that maybe we could then hear something that would maybe make us think, well, actually, you know what? All right, we understand.
Well,
but to say, oh, he turned up late again.
There's
and
more
then
than that.
You look on it and you think to yourself, bloody hell, with that punishment for turning up late, that's, you know, that doesn't seem, it seems what's the word? Not appropriate anyway. It's too harsh.
Yeah.
So something else has gone on. I do feel that we do need to know even a bit of it to give us a bit of context because it just don't seem, it's such a gamble by Mikel Arteta. Listen, we as Arsenal fans all hope the gamble works out.
Yeah.
Because if the gamble works out, we got into the top four and brilliant. But if it doesn't, and I'm just like, you don't leave yourself short in the striker position.
Yeah.
Goals is what, you know, why do you think United, they've been rubbish this season, right? They've been rubbish since Rangnick's come in.
Yeah.
But they've lost one game. People forget that. They're just looking at the performances. Yeah, the performances have been poor, but they lost one game. Do you know why that is? Because they've got a canny knack
of nicking a
goal. And do you know the reason why? Because right throughout their forward line, they've got goal scorers. Yeah. They got goal scorers everywhere. They've got Bruno Fernandes in the midfield who scored goal. They've got Cavani. They've got Rashford. They got, well, he's no longer with the team, but they had him as well. You know, I'm talking. They've got goals. They've got Ronaldo. So it's not a fluke with them why they're nicking these goals because they got guys that if an opportunity falls to them, a lot of them, 1 out of 2 chances, they're going to get one.
Yeah. That's the thing.
We are now depending on strikers that probably they're 1 in 4s. And in a game like Burnley, you ain't going to get 4. No. You might get 1 or 2. That's what we're relying on. We're relying on that. And, you know, I like with Eddie, I've never seen Eddie score a goal from outside the box, for instance.
He hasn't scored a Premier League this season.
No, but we've seen him score goals in League Cup and things like that. So he's a poacher, isn't he?
He is a poacher, but this is what I'm saying about Mikel. Is it right for me as a fan to be spending top money on a season ticket and watching second-rate strikers or second-rate players going in there, like because of Mikel's stubbornness. So he better get it right. He better get it right.
It's a big gamble. It's a
Massive
huge gamble, right? Which, you know,
and people are on the fence with him as it is, Robbie.
Give him his dues.
People are
right.
flip-flopping.
He's stuck to his. Listen, you know, if he pulls this off,
credit to him.
Everyone's going to be like, yeah, big up Arteta.
Masterstroke. If he does it, it's a masterstroke. I'll tell you, it's a masterstroke. I'll give him that.
Masterstroke or a gamble.
It really is, because he's gone thin on the squad. But if and I'll be honest, we've only got 17 games, one game a week, maybe a couple of thrown in midweek. We've actually been thrown a midweek game against Wolves in a couple of weeks' time. We ain't got a game on. I don't think we've got a game that week, have we? That Sunday. So we've got another little break, and then we go again.
We've got the amount of breaks we've got.
So from our point of view, I think we play. Yeah, that's right. We play Wolves, and we're meant to be playing Liverpool on the Saturday or the Sunday, but they're in a cup final. So again, we haven't got to play 3 games in a week. So we've been given another little fortunate thing there. If he keeps the 11, 12 players fit, we've got and it's a massive if. We've got a great chance.
When you're going for
a gamble.
When you're going for top 4, is it worth going on ifs? Because I could say that at the start of the season. I say if Arsenal, listen, I think I said that on a couple of interviews that I said Arsenal starting 11 / 12. I'm happy with. It's strong. On any given day, that can beat teams.
Win any game. Look what he's done against Man City.
Yeah. However, when you get beyond that, it's a problem. And we've seen that in January.
We have seen it. Yeah.
Now we're running that risk. What if on the next game we go out there and there's an injury to Martinelli? Or Smith Rowe? Where's the goals coming from? It's too much of a risk. Get some players into the squad. And as I said, we've just had a horrible January. We lost. We didn't win a game in January. We got knocked out of the FA Cup, out of the Carabao Cup, right? We've only scored 1 goal in that month. We're on a bit of a downer. You know what I mean? Lift the place up. Bring someone in who walks through the door. The players are excited to see him. The fans can't wait to get down to the next game to see that player play.
Yeah.
Right? It's a gamble. If we play that next game against Wolves, who are a very, very good side and are just behind us, by the way.
Yeah, can't above us if they beat us. If
we say, God forbid, we lost that game, it's going to be all negative on Arteta.
Yeah. And rightly so.
Bring in... it's such a risk. I mean, I don't know if you saw this. I read this in The Athletic where they said Arsenal have got a long-standing recruitment plan for the summer. The summer. Not January, the summer. Right? Their intention for January was to bring forward those deals if possible. They weren't successful, but rather than compromise on short-term signings, Arsenal have decided to stick to the plan. Right? And obviously that plan is with Edu and Arteta. Now that is admirable. But what if we get to January, we get to the summer and you finish 8th?
Well,
because I also saw another thing where the owners are saying to Arteta, you need to finish.
Believe that?
You need to finish in the top 6. Or do I believe that?
I don't believe it's crap. It's crap, isn't it? Because, we're waiting.
Well, I don't know.
I don't believe in anything that Arsenal tell you no more like. You know what I mean? I had the owner.
But it's from the Athletic.
Not having a go at the Athletic. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're being so. Yeah. I was told by the owner of the football club, son Josh, to be excited about this football club. I'm still not excited. Right? They're going to bring in players in January. Brought in players in the summer. They've got to bring in more than just what I'm hearing, 180 million. You know what I mean? They've got to have to bring in if they're going to bring on the Tillemans deal or whatever, you know what I mean? Listen, if they don't bring in a top striker and a top midfielder, they've got Saliba coming back. Now bear in mind, Robbie,
you're Real Madrid looking at Saliba.
Bear in mind, if we get into Europe, right, next season, we've got to bring in 6 or 7 players. Because,
or more.
Because the squad's is paper thin at this moment in time. So, you've got to bring in 3 forwards, 3 attacking options. You're losing another 3 already at the end of this. Like, I just think it's a complete and utter shambles. It really is, like, you know.
Come the summer. So, like you said, come the summer, they're gonna have to get rid of. They have to make a decision on Lacazette, Eddie, whatever you got.
El Neni.
Unless they make El Neni's at the end. Leno. Who else? Xhaka. Probably.
Yeah, because he's got a year left of his contract.
Yeah, so they're going to have to make a decision on Xhaka as well.
Probably let him run out his contract for nothing.
Yeah. I think they're going to have to make a decision on Pepe.
Yeah, because he'll have a year left.
Yeah, because he's going to be running down. I mean, nobody left. Right? You know?
And then more importantly, you've got to tie up Saka and...
You've got to tie up Saka. Now, you know, we all say, apparently they want to talk to Saka straight away to try. Because the thing is, these sort of players like Saka, Smith Rowe, if they're tearing it up, they're going to get the cities coming after them. Newcastle, these guys offering them big projects and big wages and big money. And at the end of the day, they're cool now. But ultimately, those guys want to be playing in the Champions League. That's why I just feel it's such a gamble by Miko. You've got a chance. This is not guaranteed, but you've got a chance. And the two teams I looked at in the transfer window, and I'm like, I don't know what they're on, is us and West Ham. Two teams, as I said, first 11s are good, but what if something happens to the, you know, and I think United must be laughing now. And United are the favourites now to get into
They are the favourites because they've got the best team. But are they really? They needed to improve on their midfield. They didn't. They
didn't, but they've still been winning games, Lee.
Yeah, but ultimately they've got Europe coming up. You know, they've got Pogba coming back into the side. Well, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Well, that's another
midfielder.
Yeah, but that could work in their favour or not. But he's running down his contract. They would have wanted to improve on the midfield.
Remember, they got guys like Lingard who ain't even hardly played.
Yeah,
they kept him.
You know,
they didn't let Lingard go, did they? They kept him.
Because they'll have more opportunities now because Van der Beek's gone and
they've got more goals by a million miles than we have.
They have, but they've
all around the pitch.
But they've not improved their midfield. Spurs needed to improve on their defensive side of it, and they haven't. Arsenal needed to prove him.
Spurs got more firepower than us.
Yeah, they have, but they're not as strong as us in midfield and at the back.
They bought in a midfielder. They bought in Bentancur.
Yeah, they've gone light for light. You know what I mean?
They bought in a winger.
The Spurs fans are moaning just as much as us, like, you know.
No, they're not. They're not. They're moaning, but not as much as us. Because at least they brought two players in.
Yeah, they brought something in.
They didn't manage, and if you look at it, right, they didn't manage to get the targets that they really wanted. Let's be real. They wanted Traore. They didn't get Traore. You know what I mean? They was after other midfielders, but they got.
They've done some business.
They did some business, and those are loans.
Listen,
they're loans. They're not like they've even bought them permanently.
And I will give them a little bit of credit there. Dele Alli's done nothing for 2 years, and they're not paying Everton any money. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know,
they've got money for him.
They've got money for him. Like, they haven't done nothing for 2 years.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, to me, I don't know. It's a mess and it's a gamble.
I still think at the end of the day, that Man United should be favourites to get it because...
I think now they're overwhelming favourites now.
They've got the players. They've always had the players there, like, you know, and they've got the bigger squad. So, and this will be on Mikel and the board for doing this, you know what I mean? They're taking a massive gamble. I expect in the summer, I'm going to say this now, some massive overhaul of players. I mean, like, I expect us to be getting big players and I expect us to be excited with 3 or 4. I don't care where we are.
If we're in European football.
I don't care where we are in the league.
If we're in European football, we'll be able to nail big players, yeah? But if we're not, Lee, I'm not sure we would because also...
We can't nail big players when
also,
do you think that can attract.
Do you think players are starting to look at Arsenal and think, I don't know, man. Because I saw a comment from Vlahovic where basically he said, you know, he was not even... He
wanted to go to Juventus.
Arsenal was not even in his thoughts. He goes, it was the easiest decision to go to Juventus.
Because he wanted to go to Juventus.
True, but I don't like to hear that.
No.
I don't like to hear that, like, it's almost like... Because I know Mikel keeps saying that, you know, if a player doesn't want to come, then, you know, everybody wants to come to Arsenal. At the moment, it don't look that
way. Well, listen, Arsenal got
Bruno Guimaraes. I know there's loads of money being splashed around at Newcastle, right? But he went to Newcastle, and then even then, they're taking a piss out of us. Did you see their announcement? Yeah, linked to Arsenal, but even they're taking the mick, right? I don't know, man. European football this year, Europa League or Champions League, but in particular Champions League, important for Arsenal in the rebuilding and what we can do in the summer. We got Champions League in the summer. We could have a great summer. We could bring in some top players,
which would be nice. But what we have got, and I'll tell you what we have got some very, very young, exciting young players, and that may be like those players might, or I wouldn't mind coming and getting involved in that, like, you know.
What young players?
Yeah, because we have. I think we've got the best 3 young players in the Premier League at their age. So there is exciting times ahead. If you was a young player, you think, oh yeah, I could fancy having something to come with Arsenal, like, you know what I mean. But that's the only thing that's for me. Is
the Aubameyang, Guendouzi, and various things like that damaging though, in that players talk. So players will be like, remember that a couple of weeks ago, Adi Boyle was saying, look, Arsenal, they've done it again, typical. Listen, not that we should really go for what he says. But do you think there's players talking out there saying, you know,
there is going to come to a stage when that's going to be.
Look at how they treated Aubameyang, man. Look how they treated Guendouzi.
Yeah, there's going to be a stage, and if that's the stage, you know, Mikel then has got to go. I will say this about Mikel, and I will stick up for him on this, is that I think Arsenal, over the last 4 or 5 years, has been an holiday camp for professional footballers. It's been an easy ride. Come there, get your money, play for a big club, no real worry if you win, lose on that. That culture's got to change. So you've got to have someone banging heads. So I get that, and he's done that. But now this is where... Do you know when you said to me, a couple of weeks ago, when's this process end? It ends now. This is it now. This is it. This is where accountability starts. From now to whenever he finishes his job here. Because all those players now have gone. He's chose not to bring anybody in, right? So it starts now. There's no process, it's finished. It's starting now. I expect to see lots of things happening now. The culture of the football club has changed. You can't blame on that no more, Robbie. You cannot blame the culture of that, you know. And I feel at times you have to do that. George Graham had to do that when he first came into the club. Heads had to roll. Now, maybe some of them he didn't really want to roll, but he had to, because you have to make a stance and all that. Like, did it affect Arsenal long run? No. Do you know why? Because they started winning trophies. And if you're young and you're winning trophies, you go with it. So this is where it's got to start now. Like, you know, it's no good like falling out with people, banging heads, and you're still coming 8th every season. That's no good. So there's got to be some sort of accountability, and there's also got to be some reward for what you're for banging heads and doing all of that.
So what's your, if you was in charge, what would your target be for this?
I'm going to say this now, right? We should be looking for 4th. If we don't get 4th and Man United get it, I'll accept it. Any other team comes above us, I won't accept it. I won't accept Tottenham coming above us. I won't accept West Ham coming above us, Wolves, whoever. I will accept Man United, right? And if it's just a point or 2 points, but anybody else, I won't. So for me, it's 4th or 5th, or see you later. No, I'm sorry. Like, why should we? Listen,
4th, 5th.
Someone said to me, it was a ridiculous comment the other day. Someone put on to, if we get 6th or 7th, it's an improvement on last season, 8th, right? Yes, it is on the league table, but last season we was in the we was in the Europa League to the semi-final. The season before that, when we come 8th, we won the FA Cup. We was in trophies going deep into. This season we're out of everything in January, so we've got 17 league games when every other team that who's in and around us is either playing in Europe or FA Cup. So when people turn around and go, it's an improvement, it's not an improvement, because at the end of the day, one space to get knocked out of the FA Cup when you're walking out of Nottingham Forest and people going, oh, that's all right, because we're going for top 4, then all of a sudden turning around and saying, no, 6th and 7th's acceptable. No, it's not. 6th and 7th's acceptable if you won the FA Cup or the League Cup along that road and you've got yourselves into Europe again via that position. But coming 6th of the league and being in a conference and not even being in a competition at this stage of the season, not acceptable. And it's not acceptable, by the way, for Arsenal at this stage of the season to only have 17 league games left and nothing else. Arsenal Football Club. So when people turn around and go 6th is an improvement, 7th an improvement, no, it's not. If you've decided that you didn't want to play in the FA Cup this season by playing the team that you did, make sure you get in top 4. So for me, there is accountability for this regime.
The 4th or 5th or
4th or 5th or out.
All right.
I'm telling you that now. It won't happen.
And that fifth, you're saying that fifth can only be to Man United.
Yeah.
Finishing above. If that fifth was to Tottenham or West Ham, you'd still be gone as well.
Yeah. I will accept Manchester United because of the players that they've got and the money that they've spent, right? I'll accept them coming above us, right? Because at the end of the day, beginning of the season, beginning of the season, I would have accepted that anyway because you thought that weren't going to happen, right? No other team. Without Europe, all those other teams have had Europe, right? At the beginning of the season, Tottenham as well in that conference thing, even though they got kicked out. But all of those teams have had Europe, right? Now all those teams are in the FA Cup. West Ham, by the way, are still in the Europa League and the FA Cup. Yeah. So with a threadbare squad, if they come above us, that is a fail on Mikel Arteta, Edu, and everybody else. Yeah. So I'm not having it. I will accept Man United coming above us, but I won't accept anybody else.
Okay, you heard it there. Let's look at the games coming up then. No game this weekend, of course, is the FA Cup weekend. 4th round, we're not in it. Out.
When was the last time? Someone asked me this. Can you remember? I don't know if you'll know this, but can you
Third
remember
round.
the last time we got knocked out of the
I think
I
it
can't
wasn't
remember.
I think they said it was 2000 or something. Early 2000s, I think.
Well, I can't remember it.
I can't remember it either.
So it shows you how long ago it was.
And I remember we getting knocked out in the 4th round.
Yeah, we got knocked out in the 4th
Even
round.
that was a shock.
Yeah, but I can't remember the last time we got knocked out.
Do you know what as well? Right, the thing is, if you get knocked out early, say you drawn out of the 8 against Man City.
Yeah, why?
And
You
get
can
knocked
accept
out,
it.
you're like, oh, we'll be really unlucky. But Nottingham Forest.
It'd be very interesting what was the last time we got knocked out. If someone can tell me, I'll be very pleased to know.
Games coming up. Wolves away.
Tough.
Thursday the 10th of February. Very tough game. Followed by Brentford at home.
But do you know what? People are turning around saying, Brentford, that's 3 points guaranteed. Have they not watched Burnley 2 weeks ago? This is the trouble with fans. They forget about what did they have so many beers at half time that's numbed it?
They're a better team than Burnley.
Yeah, so, no games to give me.
And then Wolves at home again.
Tough.
Because that's the rearranged game. Followed by Watford away. And then, if I say next 5 games, then Leicester at home, who haven't been doing that well this season. So there are some games in there.
If you want top 4, you've got.
If you want top 4,
you've got to win every one of them.
Every one.
Yeah, just drop points at home against Burnley, so you've got to make them points up somewhere.
That's
5 games there, so 5 threes are 15. I expect 15 points. I've done that well, my maths. So there you go. I'll tell you what. Why not? You've just gone in a transfer window and not spent a penny and brought anybody in. I expect 15 points. You want everybody to trust what they're doing and all that lot. Well, the trust, the proof's in the pudding. Get the results. You feel that you didn't need a striker, right? For whatever reason, you feel that you're happy with it. So I expect Eddie or Lacazette banging in goals, and I expect 15 points.
You think
nothing less? If they want top 4, you've got to get 15 points, Robbie, against those teams. Because I tell you what, Man United will, Spurs will. All right, Man United lost to Wolves at home, but Spurs won't drop points against teams like that. You know what I mean? So you've got to, and also we're still doing catch up on these teams. Spurs are on the same points as us, but a game in hand. Man United are in front of us at the moment. We have to start winning games of football on a regular basis. Now, 5 games there, Mikel, right? He's not done that for I don't know how long, get 5 wins in games. He's not done it. He needs to start doing it now. That's what I'm saying. The holiday period, what do they call it, like honeymoon period?
Honeymoon period.
It's been
there for a couple of years.
It's the longest honeymoon. I say that's why he's a lucky fella, and he's had the longest honeymoon in the world. You know what I mean? Who has a 2.5 year honeymoon? You know what I mean? Only Mikel. It stops now. Buck stops now. You get results. You start getting results. Start pulling your finger out and getting points on the board against teams there, Robbie, that if you want top 4, you've got to get. And people are going, I've seen it on the day. I'll take 12 points. 10 would be a good thing from that. Where's the standards of this of our fans are going like? Back in the day, we'd be going, let's win. Well, now we're going, we'll take 10 points would be a good return from those games.
I think those people who said that are sensible.
No, they're not sensible.
Because they've been watching us
you know
play.
What? Yeah, exactly.
They've been watching us play.
Because the ambitions of the football club are going down too much, and it's
where we are.
Yeah, but the fans have got to start taking a bit more now. Not accept mediocrity no more.
True.
Don't accept it no more. I expect 15 points, and if you don't get 15 points, Mikel, tell me why. And don't tell me it's because you can't score goals.
Well, you see, that's the pressure he's under now, because I feel this is why I still can't understand what's just happened in the January transfer window. Because surely, why put yourself under that pressure? Why put yourself under that pressure? If these guys, I feel. Well, no, I don't feel sorry for the strikers, because now they've been telling us they don't want to sign new deals and they want to play every week. Now you're going to play every week. Now Eddie Nketiah, in particular, who said, I want to play, I'm sure he's going to get to play a lot of games.
Well,
we need to see.
He's going to get minutes, yeah.
Yeah, we need to see goals. We need to see goals. I think the manager's put a lot of faith in him.
100%.
He's backed him above Aubameyang. We need goals. You can't, at the end of the season, we can't be seeing, say, 2 goals by his name or something like that. I need, was it, how many games left?
16,
17 games. I feel minimum from both of them, we need 7-8 goals.
Yeah. And to his credit, I'm going to give Mikel a bit of that. He is backing this kid.
He's backing them, so now they've got to repay him. They've got to repay him because he's backing them. I feel that what he's... I really wouldn't like to know... I mean, as I said, the rumours are, they're saying that the hierarchy are saying we'll back you with whatever in the summer, but you need to get minimum top 6. So you need Europa League football at least. Or... we're going to be looking at your future. I'm just looking at it, I'm just like, Mikel, you put yourself under a lot of pressure and not bringing in somebody. Is there no one I saw Glasgow Rangers bringing in Ramsey. I'm not saying we should have got Ramsey, but how are these other teams able to bring off these...
paying his wages?
Yeah, these teams managing to pull off these little coups. There's nobody we could have brought in. Nobody across world football that we could have brought in, even on a loan till the end of the season, that could chip in with 3-4 goals and bring a little excitement around the place. No one at all.
2 players he's relying on now, big time, or he's put his faith in, is Granit Xhaka and Eddie. Now.
God help us.
No. You're actually putting your job on the line for that.
Well, it's true, because in the summer, he backed. If you look at that, that's a failing now, isn't it? Up until this point, that's a failing, because in the summer, when I feel that the majority of Arsenal fans would have been more than happy to have seen us let Granit Xhaka go to Roma.
Yeah, bring someone else in.
He turned round and he said, nope, he's staying, he's my guy, I back him. And what he's done since, Granit Xhaka, he's let Mikel Arteta down and the fans and the players down game after. He let us down in Man City twice. He let us down in the FA Cup. He's let down the team. And Arteta, now you're looking at it and thinking, that's the guy you backed.
Needs to repay it.
Right? So...
Still could be a masterclass from Mikel, this could be. You know what I mean? It still could be if Granit Xhaka produces. You know what I mean? I think someone said today...
We were talking the Who Knows Wins. We were talking earlier on about and the odds and stuff like that. If you were doing the odds for that...
50-50, isn't it?
If you were doing the odds for that, what would your odds be?
50-50. Like, someone said to me today, I think he's played 10 games this season in the league.
Who? Xhaka?
Xhaka. And when he's played with Park, we've not lost any. Apart from the Man City game when we went down 10 men. So if he produces...
Yeah, but can we guarantee...
No, you can't. And that's
can't guarantee he stays on the pitch.
Ultimately...
You can't guarantee he ain't going to give a penalty away. You can't guarantee,
Well, would you put... You're not going to put no money on it, but Mikel's putting his job on the line. Or he should be, because he is relying on... This is a player that could have actually... we could still be in the FA Cup if Eddie could head the ball from a yard. You know what I mean?
It's what I'm saying. That's the gamble. So this is the gamble. I can't guarantee that if Eddie... listen, you can never guarantee, but the odds to me are 50-50 if Eddie Nketiah's through one-on-one. It's 50-50. If Lacazette's through one-on-one, it's 60-40.
How many games are there left?
Right?
Let's see that.
Yeah, and that's the problem, Lee. With Granit Xhaka, I can't guarantee that with 10 minutes to go in a game, he ain't going to get sent off, or he ain't going to commit a stupid tackle on someone that leads to a free kick that they then curl in and win the game. I can't guarantee it. These are the people we're relying on.
I'll ask you a question.
That's what we're relying on now. There's no one else we can bring in.
17 games left.
Yeah.
Right. How many goals do you think Eddie's going to score in 17 games?
3.
You reckon 3?
And really and truly, we need out of 17 games.
We need 10.
Out of 17, 10's probably a bit over ambitious. 7. I need 7 out of that 10 from Eddie.
And you're saying 3?
I think he will get 3 out of him. And Lacazette, I think, you know what, in particular, the way Lacazette plays, having to drop so deep and just link up play and things like that. 5.
So we're going to get 8. If they play, that's if they play in those games. I think he's going to change it. I think he's going to go Martinelli up front. I think he's going to have to. But
well, do you know what? You know the suggestion that a lot of people have made, which I'd like to see? Pepe down the middle.
Yeah, is another
I'd like to see, when he played at Lyon, he played more centrally.
Yeah, I've said that all along.
You know, he was on fire in the African Cup of Nations play, even though he was playing wide. He was playing wide right in that. But I want to see Pepe play more games now. That's another player that, again, when it comes to the discipline factor, when he got sent off at Leeds that time, he was ostracised.
Yeah.
Thrown out. But you know what I mean? I don't see the same thing with Xhaka.
No, definitely not. Xhaka straight
So
back in. Xhaka will be
Pepe
next Thursday.
We now have to utilise Pepe a lot.
Yeah.
We've got to get the best out of Pepe.
One of those players has got to hit more than 7 goals if Arsenal are going to get into the top 4. It's 17 games to go. Right, let's be honest. 17 more games to go. There's 18 for Tottenham. How many goals is Harry Kane going to get in there? You're going to say around about 10.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but you know what I mean. Ronaldo, 5, 6, 7 minimum.
10 as well.
10 as well. Right. Antonio, 8, 7, 8.
7, 8.
So someone in that Arsenal team
has got
to
be,
step up.
I feel it's got to be like Eddie. I feel now this is your opportunity, Eddie. The manager's back to you. He's put faith in you. You've always wanted to be the main guy. This is your chance now. You have to grab that chance. You have to take that chance. You have to make it that everybody's saying, sign the thing.
I'll tell you what's going to be really interesting.
Sign the thing. Sign him up. We can't afford to let this guy walk away for nothing. At the end of the season, give him a new contract. Let's put faith in Eddie for next season.
What will be interesting again is the show, like, you know, when the team comes out, team selection. Right.
Yeah, starting 11.
Starting 11.
Starting 11 for the next game.
Starting 11 is always the most important thing of the kick-off. That'd be very, very important come Wolves, what team's going to be out there. That one I'll be looking out for to see what happens. It'd be very interesting because that is going to tell you all you need to know about Pepe. It's going to tell you all you need about where Martinelli's going to play already. Or Lacazette. What does he go with? Because they'll all be refreshed, all be fit. The only one we've got a little doubt at the moment is Tomiyasu, isn't it? He's not been training.
Yeah.
So if we've got another week,
which is a big,
well, we've got Cedric.
As I said, a big gamble, man. A big gamble has been taken. I'm going to wrap it up now because I'm starting to get a bit depressed, to be honest. I still think we should have brought in 2. It could have been loans. But listen, I ain't going to moan about it no more. I'm going to try and put this to bed now. There's no point in moaning. That's it. That's what we got.
It is what it is.
From now till the end of the season, I ain't moaning today. Right? And I'm going to try not to moan about it from now until we play. Right? But it's a big gamble. Masterclass, you said?
It's a masterclass, or it's a...
Disaster class.
Disaster class, yeah. There is, you know what I mean? It really could. Listen, it can go. That's the thing with it now. You don't know what way it's going to go. Really, you cannot sit there as a fan and go, it's been a disaster and we ain't going to get top 4, we ain't got there. Because there has been times when Arsenal have shown with this 11, 12, what they can do. So you've just got to suck it and see.
And let's just remind everybody, when Mikel Arteta and Edu went and got Ramsdale, we were all like, you Oscar, come on.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and he's turned out to be one of our best signings. So, all right.
See how it goes.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Hope and pray it works out. Listen, let's hope it's a masterclass. Because if a masterclass, we're all happy.
Yeah, that's how it is. All we can do now as fans is just back the team, support it. Hopefully, get on it. Listen, if we do lose to teams, we're going to moan. Don't, because that's part of being a fan. You will moan, But ultimately, the goal is now this season to get top 4. We have got an opportunity to do it. We had an opportunity in the transfer window. We didn't take it. We've still got the opportunity on the pitch. Come on, you Gunners.
All right, I'll leave it there. Don't forget you can download the app. Who Knows Wins.
Well,
even you can do it.
I've got the team on it as we speak. I expect to be.
Listen, it's a great bit of fun.
Brilliant game.
Right, and by the way, it's a pot of £5,000 every week. You put £5 in for the pick 10.
Yeah, you don't even have to win it because you're getting some money on it, aren't you?
I'm up 15 quid, mate.
Oh, yeah. So getting the top 10, is good, isn't it?
Huh?
So you got into the top 10.
Well, 11th.
Oh, unlucky. But just missed out.
That was over. Over.
But if you could get into the top 10, you're going to win some decent money, aren't you? If you join the top.
Yeah. So enter pick 10. Listen, and the links in the description give you all the details of how to get involved. Thanks for watching, Lee. Nice fun.
It, yeah.
And can't wait till next week. We've actually got a game next week.
Next week, yeah.
So can't wait for that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.